Coach, I just was curious how exciting it was to get the opportunity to return to your home state and to become an assistant coach at the program you played for.
Ethan, it's nice to meet you. It has been amazing, actually. I've had a great time coming back. I think obviously Duez and I both have loved our experience as athletes here at the University of Iowa, and I had the opportunity to play for Jan and Lisa my senior year, which was super cool. I have family in the community. I have loved getting to know the players and getting to coach some of them and just be an asset and a help whenever possible here. So it's been a super special opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah, Coach, could you fill us in a little bit, update on Hannah Stuelke? How is she recovering? What's her availability probably going to be for tomorrow?
Hannah is looking good, and I think we should expect to see her contribute in the game.
Kyle.
Yeah, kind of not necessarily along the same lines, but about Hannah. You guys decided to move her to center over here over the last couple of games. She played well against Nebraska in that position. What were the talks like that led to that decision? And for you as a post coach, what has it been like? The last maybe the last few practices after that decision was made to kind of work with having three post players that all deserve minutes in the game.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think Addie has played extremely well and has been pretty consistent for us. Ava has some super bright spots and super fun and powerful and explosive to watch. And then Hannah, I think the thing is, Hannah is probably one of our best fours and our best five. And I think that has been something that we've gone back and forth with. She's just really an elite athlete. She's disruptive offensively and defensively, and really. But I think at the end of the day, we want to play a little bit faster. Hannah at the five allows us to rim run a lot more, and I think opens up the floor for our guards as well. We are having a little bit of trouble with ball movement, and coaches, we just try to find solutions. We always can see the problems, and we just keep trying to find solutions. So I think this was something that we felt like could potentially help us in the long run.
Yeah.
I guess number one, how was the flight back after a win like that, and how have you seen maybe that win translate into, I don't know, positivity, like team getting better? What have you seen in these last 5, 6 days?
Has it been 5 days or six? Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
The 4
Yeah.
a.m. return was brutal, but having a win was really, really nice. I think Jan has done a tremendous job of keeping everybody focused forward and believing and working and trying to, figure out, again, solutions to getting us over the hump with our young players and everybody learning together. And I think that the players never stopped believing and they never stopped working, and their energy and their joy in the gym was every day anyway. And we just wanted to keep taking steps closer towards creating our break. And I think that we did that, against Washington. We really came in with just a lot of firepower, and it was so fun. And yeah, I mean, it's just great. And then going into this week now of practice, I think the intensity has amped up because we had to amp it up before, like to create a break for us. And so going into Northwestern and USC, it's still a huge week for us this week. And I think the intensity and the joy has just continued to grow.
Jargon.
This isn't an actual legitimate concern, but just with how big Sunday is going to be and how important Tuesday is, just how does everybody kind of keep locked in on Tuesday before Sunday?
Hopefully everybody is paying attention to today, and that we win today in practice and we do what we got to do to prepare, rest our bodies and our minds so that we're ready for the game tomorrow. And then tomorrow, we're committed to winning tomorrow. And then as we continue towards the weekend, obviously it's going to be awesome to celebrate Caitlin. And it's a big game for us at home, and we'll have a great crowd, and we'll focus on that day when it comes to. And so I think just taking it one day at a time, I think that's all that we really can do. And that our players are committed to really doing that. And that's, because of that too, those 5 games that we lost in a row didn't disrupt them so much that they couldn't recover from that.
Ethan, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, maybe a loaded question here, but when you were at Cedar Falls High School, was your career goal to become a college women's basketball coach? And then how did the lessons you learned at Cedar Falls High School help prepare you for your playing career afterwards and your coaching career afterwards?
Ooh, when I was at Cedar Falls High School, my goal actually was never to be a college basketball coach. That was not something I ever thought I would be. And so everything that has happened since then has been pretty crazy. And I would say divine intervention, because I tried not to be a coach because we work crazy hours and we do crazy things and we get home at 4 a.m. and all of these things that happen. But here I am coaching at my alma mater and just having a great time doing it. So I think Cedar Falls High School is a great place. I learned how to play basketball there. I didn't start until 7th grade. And so I just had a really cool experience. And then, it's like anything, I think that experience is a great teacher. We didn't win the state tournament. That got me prepared to not win the Big Ten and stay resolved until we did win the Big Ten. And, I think athletics just teaches you that resolve and also how to be a good teammate.
Yeah, you mentioned the play from Addie and Ava and how they've done, a pretty solid job to this point of the season. What have you seen from them in terms of the response of when Hannah gets put into that group and maybe their minutes are going to get whittled down a bit? Have you seen a good response from them, knowing that maybe this is better for the team and how have you kind of gone to them and said, hey, we still need you in certain instances for minutes in the game, and just make sure that no one feels like they're getting left out?
Well, I think that telling the truth is the best avenue towards that. And Addie and Ava are both really good team players. And even if it's hard to hear the truth, it's important to hear the truth. And then you get to make responses and decisions after that. And I think they've both made tremendous responses. Neither one of them have let down or backed up. And then we needed both of them this weekend. So it I think will be true for the rest of the season that way. It's obviously is hard to sub 3 really good post players in one position. And that's just, there's going to be different times for different matchups, but it's a good problem to have.
One of the things that happened out west, which was kind of interesting, was your free throw shooting really wasn't tested. You hardly got to the line at all, except for Ava. Ava was about the only person that shot free throws. So, going back to kind of some of the past wounds, I guess, how do you know that you guys have improved in that area in free throw shooting, and what steps have you been taking? Because that's obviously, been an issue.
Free throws. Yeah. I don't know why they call them free throws, because there's nothing free about them. They're actually the hardest ones to earn. Call it charity stripe. It's like, why are you calling it this? I think that, we're practicing them. We're practicing them in pressure situations. We're putting our players in situations in practice that maybe have made them a little bit more uncomfortable or felt a little bit more pressure to make those free throws, that they matter more, so that they have a little bit more repetition of that pressure scenario. And then having them obviously shoot extra free throws outside of practice too, because if you're only practicing your free throws during practice, you're not going to be a very good free throw shooter. And so unfortunately it wasn't tested, but the ones that we did get, we were much more effective at, and they still mattered. I mean, I think obviously in the Oregon game, you can go back to any kind of possession, but still free throws, if we would have been up in the 80s, we would have won that game by 1.
Morgan.
Yeah, I know one of the things we talked about when we talked with you in the preseason was how your head coaching experience could be significant joining a staff of somebody who is a first-time head coach. And I know it's probably not something you thought about in the moment, but I'm wondering if either during the losing streak or during the good moments of the season, if there have been any moments where you feel like you being a head coach has paid off, talking and discussing with Jan as she deals with that for the first time.
Yeah, I mean, I think Jan has a lot of people that support her, and I have been somebody that in those moments I've been on losing streaks. I think at college, my first year, we lost like 9 straight or something, like, and then we won the one, and so it's just nice to have somebody that has kind of related to what you're going through, and I think I have been able to kind of support Jan through some of that stuff. Obviously, the magnitude and the pressure that she's under is pretty significant, and she doesn't take that lightly. And so, yeah, I think we're all in this fight together, and it's just sticking by each other and continuing to build belief in each other, and reminding them that we can get through hard things. Like that's ultimately what I feel like I've been able to help.
Ethan?
Going back to your response for my previous question, how does somebody who doesn't want to become a coach become a coach? I know it started in Athens when you were there. So how did you end up getting into coaching, and when did it become something you wanted to pursue longer term?
All accidentally. I mean, in Athens, I was a volunteer assistant coach at a high school, and it was a pretty fun experience. But I did that so that I could graduate faster. I used it as an internship and a research part of what I was doing for school. And then out of that, I applied for like 100 million jobs, and I only got offered one part-time coaching job. It was the only coaching job I applied for. And then I took it. It was out in Morris, Minnesota, and I was a part-time intramural coordinator and a part-time assistant basketball coach. And then I actually resigned from coaching to be the full-time intramural coordinator there. And before that started, I got offered the full-time head coaching job there. So that's how I ended up becoming a head coach.
Last one, Chad.
Just following up on Hannah a little bit, how much do you expect her to be able to do tomorrow night, and what is she able to do in practice today?
We don't know about practice. I assume she'll be full practice. So I expect her to, she's going to have to come off of not having practiced and done some stuff for a little bit. So, but Hannah's great. She's resilient. She's strong. She's powerful. And she's going to produce, I'm sure, in a positive way for us.